call. I think we will start, all being well, with Sky Sports News. Are they on Sky Sports News?
Yeah, hi Danny, it's Fraser here.
Hi Fraser, how are you? Lovely to hear from you.
I'm very well, mate. How are you?
Just give me 1 second. Just trying to find you on my list here. There you go.
Good stuff, thanks.
Fraser, it's over to you. Crack on, please.
Hi Dom, how you doing?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Good. Obviously, you've had a day or two to sort of digest the result from the first test. What's the sort of general overall feeling among the players about what happened there?
Yeah, obviously disappointed. First test match, you'd obviously like to win it, but I think again, it's obviously it is the first test, the first game for a lot of us. That's no excuse, but I think there was some rust in there. I think that's certainly gone. And I know after the game, obviously Stokesy, Spoons spoke, and yeah, we're obviously very keen to turn it around up here.
Would it be fair to say it was maybe a case of missed opportunities?
Yeah, you could say that. I'd tell you what, a great thing about it, and I'm a big one to look at the positives. I think we created a lot of opportunities. I know there was one with Blackwood glove. I didn't actually realise at the time. Obviously, there was one at Gully that Burnsy said it flew past him. But I mean, they're the good things. We're creating these chances, and we just got to take them, I guess, this test.
Obviously, there's been an awful lot of debate about selections, not only for the first one, but then what happens with the second test. How difficult a job do you think that everybody concerned in terms of the selection process has when you look at the talent that's available and where everybody is going to fit in this series going forward?
I think it's a great thing to have. I think I know I wouldn't say obviously I'm part of it at all because just come in, but you look at sort of, I guess as coaches, captains, senior players, that's where you want the side, you want that challenge, you want that competition for places, and I think you go through the whole squad, and for every sort of role there's at least 2-3 people that can do that role, and that I think that's a really positive place to be. And again, I think it's only going to produce success in the long term when you got the likes of Stuart Broad missing out the first test match. And I know a lot of people have said a lot of things. I know he was gutted, and that just shows you how much depth we've got here. One of the greatest England's had, and he's had to miss out the first test match. I think it just shows you how good the quality it is. What's he closing on 500 wickets now, and he's missed out, and hopefully, or whatever happens, he'll be sort of coming in probably. And I mean, you've got bowlers potentially coming in, and that's the great thing about it. It's a great opportunity.
And for you personally, Old Trafford wickets tend to be pretty fast and bouncy. We'll no doubt see the quicks having a lot of fun on there, but how will that affect things as far as you're concerned, do you think?
No, looking forward to it. It's the first time I've played at Old Trafford. Well, hopefully if I get picked anyway. I mean, yeah, I think you always know it's good wickets up here. You know that there's good footholds usually. So for me, if I do get picked, I think, again, it's making sure that I'm doing the right things, making sure I'm best prepared. And I think I did that really well in Southampton. Personally, I was a bit gutted with sort of how, I guess, it came out. Well, I was really happy with how it came out, just potentially the opportunities that probably went missing in that last innings. It would have been nice to have that LB shout. I think it potentially could have sort of got us on a roll. We would have had them 4 down by then. So for me personally, it's coming out really nicely. And yeah, like I said, if I get picked, hopefully we'll get a big score and I can spin a couple out.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Fraser. We'll go with David Charlesworth from the Press Association, please.
Thanks, Danny. Hi, Dom. You touched on it there. You went wicketless on the final day, but it's very fine margins. On another day, you could have had 3. So is it just a case of reminding yourself of like how the vagaries of Test cricket can be sometimes?
Yeah, I think again, I know I went wickless that game, but like you said, it could have turned. And actually, the thing that I'm focused on is how well it's coming out at the moment. I do feel really dangerous, and that's a great place to be. I think as a spinner, some will go your way some days, some won't, and that again, that is cricket. So I don't look too much into that. Obviously, I want to, I guess, contribute with both bat, ball, and in the field. And like I said, when my opportunities come, I just want to make sure I take them.
I mean, yeah, you say you're obviously not focused on it too much, but is it an experience that you might think is better in the long run, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, every experience is going to be good. Like I said, I'm used to bowling on spinning wickets. I'm not worried. And I guess people talk about this pressure of it being on me last day. And I know I've spoken a lot with Leachy about it, this pressure that people put on us. I actually flip it around. It's a great opportunity. If it's like saying to a seamer, "Oh, it's a green one today. Are you worried about getting them out?" No, of course you're not. You're excited because it's probably in your favour a little bit more, and that's how I look at it. Certainly, the last couple of days, and hopefully when it spins, it's sort of my time to shine, I guess, and sort of stand up for the side. And then certainly going first innings. I mean, for me to do a holding role and hopefully pick up wickets through pressure, again, it's really key. And it's all about partnerships, I think, and it's something actually Brody and Jimmy and sort of the elder statement of the group are massively on. Is a team performance and a bowling unit, and I think we're certainly buying into that. When I've been in this environment, I certainly feel like there is that.
Excellent. Thanks, Dom. Cheers, Danny.
Okay, John Etheridge, please.
Dom, you say that you're feeling really dangerous. How does that sort of manifest itself? In what way? What does it feel like when the ball's coming out nicely?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, I mean, you say that you're feeling really dangerous right now as a bowler. How does that sort of manifest itself in the way you bowl? What does it feel like when the ball's coming out so well?
Bounce, bit of spin when it spins. Feel like I'm attacking both edges of the bat. And I guess my consistency and accuracy within where I'm landing it is dangerous. And I guess that comes through practice training, getting that feel, getting that rhythm for myself. I know I'm very big on my rhythm and getting into it. Yeah, it's just a feeling, I guess, and that certainly I think I've got at the moment.
And just going to ask you about the kind of spinners pecking order. There were 5 spinners in the squad, weren't there? And before it was trimmed down, but there's still, Leach and there's Moeen Ali, and at the moment you're the guy in possession, so that must be a good feeling. Great
feeling. Like you put it that way. I'm playing at the moment, but again, I'm not taking it for guaranteed. Like I know Leachy's behind me, and I know how much he's worked, and I've had to fight for my spot for a long time, I guess, and always being behind. And potentially, it's a little bit different at the moment right now. The feeling, I guess, but again, it's making sure that as well. I just focus on what I can control, I guess. And I know it's a big cliche, but it is as simple as that. I've got to make sure I'm doing what I can do day in, day out. Again, there's no rivalry with it. We're helping each other to, I guess, be as best we can for the England side, and that's a great place to be.
Thanks, John. Will McPherson and then Sam Ellard, please.
Hi, Dom. I was just talking about Leachy there. I was wondering kind of how he is. He's obviously had an interesting winter, and then now he's dropped back in the pecking order behind you, and that's sort of an inversion of what you guys have probably known up until now in your careers at Somerset and even with England. So is he sort of travelling okay and his mood's good?
Yeah, he's doing really well. Leachy's a great man, and even when I did get picked and he got put in the reserves, he was the first one to come up to me. We had a chat, we had a coffee. We just chatted about spin and how it's coming out and how he was feeling, how I was feeling. And again, there's obviously going to be that individual disappointment. But like I said, we're so close and we can chat about things, and there's no there's no awkwardness. There's none of that rivalry. At the end of the day, when one of us has done well and the other one, it's always the flip as being spinners, being in competition. But again, I certainly feel like we're working as a team together. And obviously with Dorse as well, while he's been away, he's been concentrating on what he can do to improve, and he's looking dangerous as well at this moment in time. And I think, say we ever need two spinners, and whoever's in possession and whoever's second, I think it's going to be a dangerous combination. I know I was personally a bit gutted, obviously missing out in Sri Lanka and missing that sort of tour, because I feel like firstly it would have been amazing to play with him, but also I think we would have been real dangerous out there. And obviously had Parky played as well, we had a great variety there.
Thanks, Will. Samuel, please.
Hey Dom, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you, mate.
Dom, a lot's been made about England's sort of poor start to series over the past couple of days. I know you haven't been involved in every series, but I was just wondering, do you think there's any specific reason as to why England get off to, really disappointing starts in series? Do you think maybe in this case the West Indies were just better prepared with the circumstances being over here for such a long period of time?
Mate, it's a good question. I don't know how to really answer it. I know there's obviously probably that record of England not getting off to the best start, but okay, we haven't got off to the best start again, but I think you look at South Africa, we didn't get off to the greatest there, and we turned that around pretty quickly. And I know that was something that was said and was made sort of, we were reminded for, that actually we turned it around in South Africa, and there's no reason why we can't do it here. The boys are looking really sharp, I think. It's nice to obviously see the lads second innings get some runs. And do you know what? The great positive again was we almost put ourselves in a great position to actually take a little bit more out of the game. If it wasn't for that last sort of evening session, I think we would have taken a little bit more out the sort of time out of the game, and it could have been a different result with potentially 40, 50 more runs and probably half an hour, 45 minutes later. But personally, from my experience, it also reminds me how long Test match cricket is. And I was speaking to Burnsy about it after, is actually if me and Popey potentially got through that evening session and we were coming out day 5, it could have been a little bit different. And again, it's for us to learn, and hopefully coming into the Old Trafford game, we can take those experiences.
Okay, we're going to take 3 more. One from Arani, Kushik, and then we'll finish with Alan from Cricinfo. Arani, go ahead. You're on mute, sir. You could turn your
sorry. Yeah. Could you hear me now? Yeah. Yeah, Dom, could you sum up the challenges playing an entire test with the new regulations? Have you moved past that stage of adjusting to this no saliva thing now?
I think it's certainly different. It is. I think actually the first test was a great challenge in how we can potentially get the ball swinging and how we can sort of look after the ball with just sweat. And that was something I know, I guess being a very sweaty man out in the field, I probably took a little bit of responsibility to try and shine the ball. And I know my legs weren't used to showing the ball for 5 months because I had massive bruises on my legs. But I guess the real challenge with it is making it not dull and potentially not putting too much sweat on it. It's a really interesting one. And I certainly think the first test, and even the warm-up game, it was trying to find ways of how we can keep the ball in good condition. Again, I think it's going to be a little bit of a challenge with that.
One more. Do you think the test pitches in general need to be more helpful for bowlers than before? As a spinner, does this whole no saliva, less swing top add pressure on?
Good question. Good question. Again, I think we're certainly in a time at the moment where I guess we're working it out ourselves at the time. Of course, I'd be happy if it spins from day one, to be honest. you're sort of saying that way, but it's not going to happen. I think again, it's trying to find a way of for us bowlers being able to take 20 wickets within the Test match, because I think naturally over time, obviously wickets are going to wear and things like that. So I guess it's a good question, and I guess it's learning sort of with each game comes, because it's such a new sort of environment, such a new circumstance we're in.
Sure. Thanks, Dom.
One question each from Kushik and then Alan Gardner, please.
Yeah, hi Dom. My question is, Michael Vaughan said that you remind him of Graham Swan. But do you idealize Swan, or do you have any other off-spinner around the world whom you idealize or whom you look upon as an idol?
Yeah, a couple. I think obviously Swanee, I grew up watching as an Englishman, and I certainly think Jeetan Patel, I've obviously grown up now, being in the county system, he's been dominating for a long time. I look at a lot of Simon Harmer. He's again another quality off spinner going around. I know I've worked a little bit with Haraf. I think the big thing with it is looking at these guys and seeing how they do it. And I'm very fortunate that I've come across all of these guys now and tried to pick their brains a little bit. But I think the big thing for me is, again, taking things that I can do from them and sort of, I guess, filtering other stuff that potentially might not work for me and then making me the best bowler I can. Obviously, a big one as well is Nathan Lyon. I look at him a lot. I look at his action, how he gets a lot on it. And I think there's a lot of similarities these guys have. And there's a reason why they're the best in the world. And that's something I've been looking at. I think a big one's consistency, where they're landing the ball, how much revs you can get on it, how much you can get up and over, use your body as well with it. So, I mean, it's very exciting where I think I am at the moment, and to think that I'm 22, going 23 in July, this month, it's exciting. And I think, again, for me, it's just to make sure that I keep my head grounded, keep working, keep sort of having this no ego approach, and the fact that I've been here at this level. I think I'm still learning. Again, I've only played 40 games, so first class games. So for me, again, it's about learning, about keep improving, because I think the day you come to when you think you've done it, I think that's the end of it, really. Again, like I said, I want a long international career, so I've got to keep working.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Last question, Alan Gardner, please.
Hi Dom, you mentioned there been a bit of rust around in that first game. Were you surprised at sort of how hard the West Indies came, particularly their fast bowlers, after such a long layoff, and how kind of up for it they seem to be as a team?
I don't think we were surprised with it, because we know what these guys are like. They're very competitive. They're quick as well, which is good. It was good for the game. And when I talk about the rust, I think I don't think that's an excuse as well. Just I want to make that clear. I think just naturally coming into it, I woke up that second day and I was so sore, and I'm only an off spinner and I'm bowling 19 overs, so I wouldn't like to think of what sort of how Jimmy pulled up or how Woody or Jofra pulled up. But I mean, yeah, I think we know how good these guys are, and we don't take. We certainly making sure that we do enough prep that we can, so we're ready for these guys in the second test.
Okay, I think we're done. Thank you very much, everyone, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Tomorrow, actually, with Joe Root, and I think the West Indies are going to be on shortly through their Zoom ID. So yeah, thank you everyone. Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.